Happy Friday, everyone. It's time for my daddy's podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lessons for Success show. I'm your host, Adam Wardlaw, a middle school science teacher and a high school football coach here in the state of South Carolina. Thank you again to everyone who supported the show in our first batch of lessons. By the end of Season 1, Lessons for Success have been heard in 10 countries worldwide and 36 states here in America. Hopefully you all gained some valuable insight from the guests we had. I decided to take the show in a new direction, and I'll begin doing short daily episodes to mimic what I'm doing with my students in the classroom, and I hope you'll make these episodes a part of your daily routine. Monday episodes will feature motivational pieces intended to help pump you guys up mentally for the week ahead. Tuesday episodes will feature practical advice for a variety of topics in order to help you guys function more efficiently. Wednesday episodes will feature wise words from a variety of sources, including movies and songs. On Thursdays, we'll look back in the history books at important events and talk about the lessons we can draw from them. And on Fridays, the show will feature feel-good stories intended to send you off into the weekend on a high note. Keep up with the show on social media at L4S Show or use the hashtag L4S Show. That's the number 4. And before I forget, you can support the show by giving a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. Now let's start the show.
Time for a quick commercial.
That's right, Ellie. This episode is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. And they'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. To get started, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm today. Hello, everybody. It's finally Friday, and that means that the purpose of today's episode is to put you in a good mood and spread some positivity to get the weekend started. I was looking around for some good news out there and came across this great website called goodnewsnetwork.org. This website featured an article recently that is all about the kindest things people have ever done and that strangers have done for them randomly. The article reports that a recent survey shows that the average American carries out roughly 5 good deeds a month. Some popular deeds that people had in common were holding the door for others and paying for another person's meal. Here are the top 10 most common good deeds according to the survey done by one poll on behalf of Vitamin Angels. Number 10 on the list, paying for a stranger's meal. Number 9, returning a lost item that was found. Number 8, helping someone carry their groceries. Number 7, donating clothes to a thrift store. Number 6, giving $1 or so when you're checking out at the store. Number 5, completing a chore or an errand for a family member or friend. Number 4, helping someone cross the street. Number 3, letting someone with fewer items go in front of them in line at the store. Number 2, holding the door open for a stranger. And number 1 on the list, with 66% of the people who took the survey saying they had done this in the last month, helping someone with directions. So what can we learn from this article that we can take with us? It's the power of helping others. According to the article, people are more willing to give back after being on the receiving end of someone else's good deed. Approximately 20% more likely, in fact. After being on the receiving end of someone paying it forward, 88% of respondents to the survey said they then returned the favor to a stranger. So what are some ways you can help others? The article mentions some notable instances to help give you some ideas. When a bus driver saw that a student was waiting in the weeds, he returned to the bus stop and mowed the weeds so that the student no longer had to stand in the tall grass. Dozens of bikers visited a lemonade stand of a girl whose mother had helped them a year earlier. After a flight delay almost prevented a sergeant from witnessing his son's birth, a stranger drove him 8 hours home. A man crafted a special chair for a young neighbor with autism, enchanted by the American flag. A teacher brings some clippers to school so he can offer free haircuts to his 5th graders before they graduated from elementary school. Cafe owners have been delivering free soup for 1 year to strangers going through chemotherapy. So hopefully after hearing some of these examples of kind gestures, you'll be more likely to go out and do some good deeds for others. Thanks for listening, everybody. What are some ways that others have been kind to you recently? What are some things you have done or you would like to do to help others? Let us know by getting in touch with the show on social media. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you for listening. Well, guys, that's it for this episode of Lessons for Success. Don't forget to reach out to the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at L4S Show. Again, that's the number 4. Feel free to share your thoughts on this episode. All the episodes are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or anywhere else podcasts can be found. So be sure to like, subscribe, and rate. Thank you again for listening to the Lessons for Success Show podcast.